All right, I'm really excited for this next one. Every time a Georgian fighter is on there, we get excited. I don't know what kind of pumping out machine they got here, but prospects are going out like style here, man. So yeah, we got Ilia Topuria here. We've seen him recently. He did beat Yusuf Zalal, sorry, in decision. I believe we were on Yusuf in that fight.
Correct.
It was a great fight though. It improved his record to 9-0-0. This guy is a true prospect in the UFC. I'm really looking forward to seeing if he can keep that going. He does come in, against the vet in Damon Jackson, fighting out of Texas. He did make his UFC return in 2020 with a submission win. He has a great 18-3-1 record. This one's going to be a barn burner, man. I have no idea which way to lean here. But let's see if the older guy can keep up with the young buck here.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Damon Jackson, I really liked him going into his last fight because of that experience, because of that submission work. And you know what? It paid off. The thing with Topuria, why do we like him against Yusuf Zalal? Well, Zalal is your, very well-trained, American-style striker. And what I mean by that, like the footwork is there. The mixed martial arts gene is, embedded in this kid. And the one thing that I really loved about him is Topuria. Topuria came in there as a massive, massive prospect. He's really, really popular out in Europe. His tape was very minimal. And I think that's where some of the people that might not have given him as much credit were kind of going based on, Yusuf Zalal was on such a good tear as well, right? So that fight really opened some eyes when it comes to Topuria's grappling, his ability to mix it up with a striker like Zalal. I think the one thing that I would have criticized him on a little bit is, Zalal, who loves to stand and loves to strike with people, was able to get out of a lot of submissions. He was put in some absolutely brutal defensive positions, whether it's, almost finishing a submission or very opportunistic grappling for Topuria. He was able to get out of a lot of those positions, and he was able to come back with some attempts of his own. He was able to keep the fight standing as much as he possibly could against the guy who was just trying to get him against the fence and down to the ground as quickly as possible. Now, let's look at Damon Jackson, right? We got a guy who, kind of wants the fight to go to the ground. So that's where, for me, I'm thinking about Topuria's game plan where, I've seen you, bro. Like, I know you can fight now, but you're now taking on a guy who wants the fight to go to the ground. And you love that pressure. Being you love that up against the fence and taking to the ground type of fighting style. So that's where this becomes a very interesting fight. And I don't know what the lines look like, but, based on even your introduction, I don't know if you're trying to lean me one way to take me away from a certain type of feeling, but that's where I kind of lie with the whole concept of, Damon Jackson coming in as a really good experienced grappler, and Topuria being that, push forward, wrestler style, good strikes to kind of open up the grappling. I think that's where his striking really comes from. It's like jab, jab, cross, change levels kind of thing. Even with his kicks, he seems to be trying to tire people out. And that's why I like Topuria, because I think for his game, he does a very good job of setting it all up. It
seems like he's constantly improving as well.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth right there. I won't call him a perfect fighter or anything like that, but what I do believe is that in terms of game plan and style, he knows what he needs to do to kind of get in there and work his game plan to perfection. Now, what's the difference there? What happens when certain things are thrown at your way? I always talk about tape, right? John Jones, why is he so good? Yeah, skills are there, but the man watches tape like nobody's business. And so what I would kind of say is, if I'm Topuria, kind of check out what Damon Jackson likes to do. He's going to be looking for limbs, If you're going to be taking this fight to the ground, make sure you stay on top. Make sure you're getting opportunistic positions to ground and pound and maybe try and secure a submission of your own, but don't get caught.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, let's dive right into the odds there. Who do you see as the favorite and where do you see them landing?
Yeah, and so, even if I look at my notes here, I don't know if I just convinced myself to go even higher on the odds, but I currently have Topuria as a minus 200, a minus 210 favorite, with Jackson coming in at probably a plus 170 to a plus 190.
Oh, ding, 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 ding. I wish I had an actual bell for that one. But honestly, you're probably your most perfect call. Ilia did open at a minus 200, right exactly where you thought. As I was looking yesterday, he had moved to a minus 220.
Wow,
and
okay.
Right now, he's a minus 250. So it seems like it's continuing to trend that way.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's good to know, man. That's a fight I was looking into going into our show today. And so that doesn't make me feel good in any way, but at the same time, it gives me some something to go on, if you will, as we try to line up some of these picks like we did last week early on.
Yeah, it seems like, the line movement is kind of confirming which way we're leaning. So
correct.
Stay tuned for that one, but I don't see a scenario where we don't lock in Ilia in some sort of parlay. As usual, hit that subscribe button. It's
Please
below.
do.
We need you to hit that bell button. Our information is there, Instagram, Twitter. Our picks go up there closer to the fight, so stay tuned for that. Anything else you need to plug there, Siraj?
Yeah, one thing I wanted to quickly touch on, we've been really happy with the feedback that we've gotten on the MMA stuff. We did find that kind of our own Kaizen account was getting a bit convoluted there because we're putting so much effort and having so much fun doing this that we thought, you know what? This is becoming our bread and butter. It's the one thing that we're consistently doing every week for you guys. So let's go ahead and make our own MMA page. So right now, we do have pretty much a brand new account that's been set up within the last week or so. The Kaizen MMA, go check it out. If you love the sport, if you love us, by all means, all of our picks, some clips of the show will be on there. But YouTube, you want the full show, or last minute, you want to check out some fighters before you make your picks for Friday, Saturday, we'll have the individual clips up by then. So less than 3-4 minutes for you to analyze your fighter and get that pick in.
Perfect. That was fun, Siraj. Always a pleasure, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
I'm really excited, man. We'll talk soon. Probably before Saturday.
Take care, brother.
Easy, man.